Welcome to We Code, You Launch, a startup community podcast from CodeLaunch and Improving. This is episode 87. Today we have Mark Clayton from Fort Worth, Texas, as our guest. He was a two-time All-American college football wide receiver at the University of Oklahoma. He was drafted by the Baltimore Ravens, number 22 in the first round. He played 7 seasons for the Ravens and the Rams. But he's an entrepreneur now and a startup founder, and we're going to focus mostly on that because not only that, he's also a judge at the CodeLaunch World Championship, November 12th here in Dallas at Gillies. If you're hearing this episode on Spotify or iTunes or anywhere else, you can now watch our episodes on our YouTube channel. And if you do, we hope that you like and subscribe and give us a good review. We'll get right to our guest, Mark Clayton, here in just a second. But first, I am Jason W. Taylor, the president and founder of CodeLaunch. This podcast is for tech startup founders, investors, technologists, and all the people that support CodeLaunch, the only free accelerator in the world where elite professional coders compete to launch tech startups, and the best founders get their digital products accelerated for free. So just want to wrap up last week. We had our CodeLaunch Latam 2025 event in Guadalajara, Mexico. And it was a brand new venue called the Conjunto Santander, which is the performing arts style venue. It was our first time in one of those. We were a little nervous if it would go over as well as the last two. The last two were when they happened in 2023, the first CodeLaunch Latam was the highest ever attended event. And then the next year, it was a new highest attended event. And I am proud to say now for the third year in a row, we have a new all-time highest attended event in CodeLaunch history. At the CodeLaunch event last week, we had 926 people, a new CodeLaunch record, and that venue only held 901. So not only new record, but also second consecutive sellout since our CodeLaunch Canada for Canadian Founders event last June was also a sellout. So let's get a sellout November 12th at the World Championship here in Dallas and make it clean sweep for the year. Congrats to our winner there, which was a autism Internet of Things startup called Abruzzo Segura, which translates to Safe Hug. So it is a founder who is an autism specialist teacher and scientist. And he has invented a special vibrating vest, and he needed digital controls on a smart device so that teachers can implement this vest, and it actually helps children with autism recover rapidly from sensory overload-driven meltdowns. And boy, he made an impression on the crowd. He won the judge's choice. He won the overall event. He was a clean sweep for him. So congratulations to Abruzzo Segura. You're now at the World Championship competing for $50,000 in about a month. So now that that's over, let's welcome our guest, Mark Clayton, football star and now entrepreneur. Welcome to the We Code Launch podcast.
What up, Jay? Glad to be here, man.
Thank
Episode 87, it was close to 89.
What was now?
2 more. I said close to 89, but not quite.
Okay.
That was good.
So let's go back to at the very end of your football career.
Yeah.
It's 2013. You decided to go ahead and hang it up.
Yep.
And then you have a what's next moment.
Yep.
Tell us about that.
It was crazy. My what's next moment was not even a what's next moment. It wasn't that in my mind I was thinking oh, okay, let me get prepared to leave the league and move into the next phase of life and go on this new journey and take on this new idea or concept. I had a ruptured patella tendon and was essentially planning to rehab and get back. I made it back 2012, 11-12, and played in a couple games. My knee wasn't well, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to check out early. I actually went into the offseason in the middle of the season during a game was returning a punt, and the punt goes up, and I go get in position, and my knees kind of sliding, and it was a beautiful punt. Like, it was one that you could probably take to the crib, but I had to fair catch it because my knee was sliding. And so after that, I go to the sideline, and I told Coach, man, I can't go no more. You got to put a kid named Danny Amendola was my backup.
Danny Amendola. Oh, man.
Amendola. I said, man, put Danny in. My knees, it ain't right. Like, I ain't going to be able to go. And that sent me into the offseason. And in my mind, it's like, all right, another, we'll get surgery. We'll do rehab. We'll do all this stuff to get back. At that point, I've already had like 6 surgeries.
You're familiar with the whole process. Yeah, here we go again.
Yeah, exactly. And what I did was get into, go on my rehab and all that stuff. And as the offseason went on, I wasn't getting any callbacks. I wouldn't even get any calls at all. And so I thought, man, well, this is different. For the first time, my phone's not ringing. Nobody's inviting me or calling for me to come and do anything football wise. And it was a really weird time, that was happening. And as the offseason went on and getting into training camp, nothing happened. And that was the first time when I thought, I was like, okay, damn, maybe that was my last play. Maybe that was my last year. And when I didn't get any calls that season, this is 2012 season going into 2013, that's when it was like, all right, well, I'm done. Like, let me just move
No one's
on.
calling me.
Nobody's calling me.
So you didn't make the decision yourself, really.
I did not make the decision.
But it became
at all.
a supply and demand issue.
Absolutely. Yeah. I was in, a lot of guys will tell you, a lot of guys that made it to the league or just in pro sports in general, most do not retire on their own terms, and it's just what it is. But in that space, a lot of guys, some prepare and get ready for the offseason or get ready for life after ball in some capacity, more so today than yesterday. And I was one of the guys that I wasn't really prepared to go into retirement. But what I did do, fortunately, I was a gamer, and so that saved me from a lot of spend. And so I was able to be in a decent place, financially going into retirement. And at that time, during my rehab for the ruptured patellar tendon, I had started this idea for a headphone because I wore headphones to do my rehab, and my headphones would move all over the place. So I was like, man, what if there was an over-ear headphone that I could do this rehab in, and it would fit more secure than the ones that I was wearing? And so that was kind of the genesis of the idea was out of the necessity, and it kind of led me down a kind of a pet project journey where I was like, I'll see if I can make a headphone for myself. And retiring just opened the door for me being able to do that for myself, which ultimately led to us being here today talking about LIVV.
All right. So let's talk about these headphones. These are the LIVV Audio Pro Athlete designed for athlete headphones.
Yes, sir.
I have been using these about a month. Thank you for hooking me up with a discount. They are awesome.
That's awesome.
So you don't know this, and I just found this out about your last injury. I've had the same exact injury.
Complete tear.
No, I didn't have a complete tear. I just had a rotten piece that it tore some years ago and then got worse and worse, and then it died.
Yeah.
And they had to remove a piece of my patellar tendon.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And it's never gotten all the way better, and I have to baby it.
You got to bet. So you're not dunking no more 360 women?
No, the last time I jumped is when you and me jumped on the tee box, and we did the receiver shoulder bump,
right,
which was the highlight of my year. But yeah, used to, if I would jump before that surgery, as soon as I would land, it'd be flared up for a week. So, but I'm always in there. So I'm a Stairmaster guy.
Okay.
And, I've been having to slowly get back into other types of leg exercises because certain ones it's really still weak to.
Right.
But I'm not an athlete, like a real athlete. So, the same demands are never going to have been on me, but I understand it. And these headphones, I go through a lot of headphones.
Right.
And
you sweat them out?
Yeah. Before these, I was on Beats,
Yep.
And I met you and immediately learned about these. And the first really good thing about them is that they fit all the way over your ear.
Right.
Just like if you're a music studio engineer, they're all the way cupped over your ear.
Yeah, you need that seal.
And then, so they move less. And the second thing that I really like is the fact that the cups are magnetically attached. And when it's time for new ones, which you and me both know is like about twice a year.
You're gonna need them
because they get gross.
If you're a heavy user, absolutely.
They get where they're just awful, and you got to replace them.
Right.
And the ones I used to have to get, they were like stick on, and you have to use a butter knife in your kitchen to like peel off the old ones, and I don't know. If you don't get them right on there the first time, you don't have a second chance.
It's not like you're trying to be a headphone engineer.
But these just pop off magnets. It's amazing.
Simplicity.
And then the battery life is amazing. The look is stylish. The sound is great. I'm on these, man. These are mine.
Yes, sir.
These are mine for a long time. And and I'm kind of like you. I think we talked about this. When I'm in there, I have a certain amount of time each day. And so I like to wear the over-the-ear time because there's a lot of social people in the gym.
Yeah.
Man, I don't have time to
be distracted.
To stop by the bro group that chats it up every day.
That's right.
And because they'll spend 15 minutes over there and not get nothing done. I've got 55 minutes in the door and out the door.
Right. And you're a nice guy, Jay. Like,
I'm sure I can talk to him, but I just don't have time to do it. So
right.
When you have headphones all the way over your ear, people assume that you can't hear them and they don't talk to you.
Yeah. But then you also got to avoid the eye contact. You got to be like,
that's not that bad. That's not too hard. But I just love these. So thanks for bringing them to us.
Absolutely.
Everybody who's listening, there's going to be a coupon code link in this post on YouTube that will give you 25% off. But if someone hears the audio only, is there a code that we can give them right now that give them 25% off? A promo code, like a word, or is that not possible?
No, I mean, we can CodeLaunch is the word. If they want to type CodeLaunch in the promo code,
okay,
they'll get that.
Okay, ready to go. CodeLaunch promo code, and those will give you 25% off, or you can hit our YouTube and it'll be embedded in the link.
Yes, sir.
So, so that was your Genesis story, was trying to, you go from football player to hopeful recovering to now you're a digital hardware, electronics product designer.
It's crazy. I absolutely did not see myself like that at all. Like it was just I'm trying to make this headphone, and I know nothing about headphones, audio, nothing about none of that. But it was just a desire to create something that I could train in, and because of that led to a lot of introductions to people who were really smart, who did, who I was fortunate to be able to trust and not get burnt in that regard, which I very well could have. I was ignorant to a lot of stuff in terms of consumer electronics, product development, manufacturing, logistics, all the layers of a supply chain that's necessary to create and bring a product to market. I knew nothing.
Nothing. So manufacturing, order fulfillment. And did you ever have to make a pitch deck and like try to raise money from people, or did you?
No, I used my own money.
You just connected with people one by one until you figured out all
with people. Everybody essentially was a vendor. Couple become friends, but essentially was vendors, people who were really good at what they did, and I would just use my own money. I used a healthy 6 figures to figure out the first concept and get it made. Spent time in China as well, just learning, and I look at it as like, man, that was just a really, expensive education overall. Like I was learning a new language, a new world, something that I had no idea about, but was very intrigued about that space, more so selfishly, but ultimately here we are today, having a few people identify with what has been created.
So at the time, you're thinking, okay, well, the way we do things is we make things in China. We design them here and we make them in China. And you don't see the storm that's coming, which is now the new situation, which is Tariffs Town.
Yeah.
So how have the tariffs impacted you so far?
I was telling people, I was like, man, I think because it's electronics, we got hit, but we didn't get obliterated. Our tariff was not crazy. I think having an uncle, Tim Cook, who I'll say, and Apple, be able to sit at the table at the White House, influence some of what we get from a tariff standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And the cool part is, I can, get our units shipped over here with a fee or I guess an invoice structure called DDP, where essentially everything is getting paid from their side, which saves us quite a bit. And DDP is not anything new to anybody or unknown, especially in consumer electronics. But that has saved us a tremendous amount of money.
Does that mean they fall into a category that what they call de minimis?
Correct.
Products? So
electronics.
They're not really gonna. It's such a small tariff. It's not such a big deal.
It's a It's a smaller tariff for sure. It's not super small, but it's smaller.
Single digits, 10, 15%?
Yes.
Something like that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we're in that range.
And that can be negotiated down once they get around to finally putting together, I'm pretty sure, this is my opinion, that this is all just positioning and angling and leveraging each other to try to figure out a gigantic, once and for all, U.S. and China trade goods, from everything from rare earth materials to manufactured goods to other things we argue about, like where your ships can go and where your airplanes are going to be flying. The whole thing is going to be like almost a big treaty.
Yeah, it'll be the biggest.
And it might take another year or two.
Yeah, exactly. This is the biggest deal the world. No, I mean, we're the biggest buyer, and
they're the biggest seller,
yes,
maker. They're the biggest maker.
Yeah, that's for sure. And so, I'm looking forward to seeing how things play out. But as it is today, even as a small company, like, we're fortunate that we fall in that category where our tariff is not killing us.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
So what other things are coming from LIVV Audio? Right now we have, if I'm not mistaken, the Pro headphones.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have other product vision coming soon?
Yeah, I have a massive product roadmap, and LIVV, like, the mission is to create products that are versatile, like allowing people to have a product live in these different spaces of life, because nobody does one thing. Everybody is entrepreneurial or working in some capacity. They work out in some capacity, whether that's running, cycling, hitting the gym, boxing, basketball, like the list goes on and on. Pastime, people travel. And so there's all these different aspects of life. And, for LIVV is giving people the ability to live in these different spaces with all of our audio products. And so right now we have our LIVV Pro, our over-ear, but we'll, very soon come to the market with a speaker as well as in-ears. And our in-ears are really unique. We are actually patent pending for a model that I've created, which is really cool. And so I'm looking forward to revealing that when it's time.
Okay, top secret for now.
Yes, it is.
Okay, but you said speaker. We're talking like golf course, golf cart compatible?
Absolutely, yeah.
Because that's what I need next.
Right, yeah. I mean, I like loud. I like really good, big bass, sound. And I'm not talking about the very small speaker that can kind of go in the cup holder, like, thing speaker a little bit.
Yeah, those are too tall. Those are just too small to ever be good enough.
They're not going to be, you really can't get the driver and magnet that you need to really create that bass response that makes it feel livelier.
Warm and rich.
Yeah. And so we got two speakers that we're looking at. One is kind of that medium-sized speaker, and then one much bigger. And the design will be similar to what we've done with our headband, very unique. And you would know it's a LIVV speaker based on, the design language that we go with.
Cool. Yep. Well, I'm looking forward to testing that out. Maybe, alpha testing it on the golf course with you.
Sure. Yeah. I'll get a prototype out.
If you need any ideas, be happy to get on the phone with you.
I'm open.
I think, just thinking out loud, you need one that attaches to the golf cart in some way.
Yeah.
That's new, so you don't have to find a spot for it.
Right.
That seems to be an ever-present fault with all the speaker products that are out there. Is like, this one's great, but it's round, and if I put it here and I turn the corner, it goes
out of there. Yep.
Or this one, it's so big, it has to be in the back basket, and then I forget it. Or
Right.
I don't know. Maybe there's one that you can attach to the bottom. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. We can spiff our ideas. And the cool part, and I'm like, I didn't, as a product developer, is like being an athlete too, where it's like you take in coaching and you take in, hey, if you do it like that, or you should do it like that, or try this, try that. And it helps shape you and it helps form something that is elite. And I take that from just my being formed into an elite athlete into product development. And it's like, I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to listen to what you got to say and what you think. Like, man, this speaker should have this or that, or ever thought about this and that? And I'm really listening and consuming all of that from not only you, but multiple people in their experience with speakers to really try to create a speaker that really fits and solves a problem and makes an experience even better. And so golf cart experience can absolutely be better with speakers. And, I, as a golfer and good putter, as you know, like
a very good putter.
We are going to be a part of the audio. I guess I would say establishing and making much better the audio experience in the golf space.
Well, that's what it's all about, is designing products that do something better than the last one did, and that people have this oh wow experience.
We want to make life better,
like I had with these LIVV Audio headphones.
Yeah,
where you're like, wow, this is a better idea. I immediately like this better than what I had. And yeah, so let me tell a quick story. I played golf with Mark about a month ago, and immediately, like I'm an okay golfer, so I can see when someone has a golf swing that is put together and they can play. And I saw that about Mark right away, and we were like, okay, this guy can play. And then he started putting. And on the first hole, you think this is going to go bad here, but it's not. It's about to get better. I think, if I remember correctly, he made about a 9-footer that broke about 2 inches to the right for par. And we were like, oh, wow, nice putt.
Right. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Awesome.
Pretty good. And then I'll just sum up the story. I'm pretty sure he made 11 of 13 inside of 10 feet, one on the first putt. Like the most incredible medium range, short range accuracy putting demonstration I've seen in years by anybody that was not a professional. So
I was blown away.
Do you think that your athleticism and your training has something to do with that?
Oh, 1,000%.
I need to learn it.
1,000%. 1,000%.
Okay, well then spill the beans.
Well, I think, but I also think like an elite athlete have a couple things working for them out of the blocks. There's some natural ability. There's some, there's those guys that
eye, hand, brain coordination,
natural athletic ability.
You're saying I don't have that as much as you.
I'm not saying that you don't. I'm just saying that it is present.
I'm saying I don't have that as much as you.
You can say whatever you want about you.
Okay, but if I did, what else do I need after that?
And then after that is a crazy level of focus, and I think the ability to just breathe, like.
Okay, tell me about the breathing. So do you have a technique? Do you let out a breath halfway right before you take the putting stroke? Do you
I actually kind of hold my breath in the stroke?
Halfway
like
full, all the way full.
Just a little half, just
Just kind of like
right
breathing.
belly.
Just like I'm gonna putt, and you kind of
right in my belly. Because to me, I think I don't know. Putting is like from the core. Because everything should be locked. This is nothing. Everything is a unit.
This should make everything completely stable, and only
Yep.
your arms are a pendulum.
That's right. And it's the core.
I am going to practice this technique after what I've seen. I promise you.
Yep.
I promise you. I really am.
Yep.
I may get a little bit better. I'm not going to get as good as you.
Well, to be determined.
But I'll be better than Tommy Harris forever.
That's likely. Very likely. Tommy. Love Tommy.
Another NFL great and Oklahoma great, Tommy Harris, was with us. And he put on a clinic called How to Not Swing a Driver.
Right. Or how to swing very hard.
Or how to swing very, very, very hard.
Make a lot of noise.
And
while doing
we had to, we would watch each tee box about 10 feet away, just going like a.
Golly.
And he's trying real hard. He just needs some lessons. And
just slow down.
Yeah, slow down.
Slow down, big bro.
He broke his driver head, and it wasn't because he was mad or throwing a fit or any childish thing.
No.
It was because he hit the ground too many times with that driver too hard. And finally, it just snapped right there at the hosel.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you're supposed to take divots.
Hey, Tommy, we love you. Everybody stop by Tommy Harris Barbecue in Bricktown.
That's right.
Oklahoma City. Great place and another Boomer Sooner entrepreneur.
Yep, Bricktown Barbecue.
Okay, so Live Audio. Do you have any other entrepreneurial endeavors that you've done that didn't work, or that you're also building something else entirely besides consumer electronics?
So my first entrepreneurial endeavor was My Christian Tea, and so we wanted to create. And I thought at that time I was a part of some different Christian camps and speaking engagements, and so I thought, man, I think it'd be cool because I would see all the shirts that the kids would wear, and I thought, man, it'd be cool to create a My Christian Tea, like a T-shirt line, and in my mind it was just make some T-shirts, sell them. I didn't think about how to sell them, where to sell them. I didn't know, there were minimum orders in production. I didn't know, if you use foil in your lettering and fonts, that upcharge is pretty hefty.
Yeah.
And so it was like, and it wasn't even, it was kind of like Ed Hardy Christian T-shirt, kind of.
Okay.
Ed Hardy means Christian T-shirt. And we had all these shirts made, and I didn't really understand how to really market and get shirts out there and sell.
Mm-hmm.
And, inventory. I just thought we bought a bunch of shirts, and, because I was Mark Clayton, people would buy them.
Mm-hmm.
And we've, got a couple deals here and there where people would buy in bulk. But the brand was never established in a way that it could stand alone, where people understood that, this was kind of a designer T-shirt line for believers, and or people didn't, as believers or Christian, didn't want designer T-shirt lines. I didn't know. We didn't do any research or anything like that. It was just like, I think it's a good idea. Let's make it. And so a lot of the lessons learned partly was market research. Like, do you even want this? Like, is this like a thing?
Product market fit.
Product market fit mattered. And
that's something that we do with every code launch cohort is we try to push them through a product market fit research exercise, and then provide us the results and the evidence that they gathered.
Right.
And sometimes it reveals to people that maybe they need to change their product, or maybe they need to not do it at all.
Yeah.
And other times it says both those things, but they just don't want to see that.
No. Yeah.
Because they're blinded by that. They're too attached to I've had idea's good, idea needs to exist, idea will succeed.
And that's the thing, is like, it's me, this is what I think, so I'm going to do it. And it's like business and service and product and all that is a service, like you're serving a people. That's your job, really. And it's like, all right, it can't be me. Part of it is, yes, there's aspects to being innovative that the vast majority don't necessarily think of, but there's like these extreme kind of ideas that, dude, nobody's gonna buy that. Like, nobody wants that. And I think, like, for us, it's like you want to serve your audience, you want to serve your customer, whatever that is, and so that product market fit is huge, and let you know that you're even close to having a customer base for whatever it is that you're creating.
So there you go, CodeLaunch founders community. It's not easy to be a founder, even if you're Mark Clayton and a NFL brand name.
True.
And you still got to do all the things right. So I guess you would say that was a lesson learned, because that's not been the most successful thing you've done.
Correct.
Okay.
Absolutely lesson learned.
So what can you give us? This guy that just won in Mexico,
mm-hmm.
It's an Internet of Things. It's not just a software product.
Yeah.
He needed the software product to make it to interface with it, but it was a physical device that he had already
Developed.
He had made, but it was just like his kind of make at home Etsy prototype. And so he has to go through this consumer electronics learning curve like you did.
Yeah.
If he ever wants to get it to market in a mass way.
Right.
And he already has a patent on it. There's other types of vests for autism, but not a vibration one.
Yeah.
So we decided it was unique enough to put it in the finals there, and it just blew the crowd away.
Yeah.
What advice would you give him or anybody else that is heading toward having to figure out this learning curve, manufacturing things that are electronics?
Autism is that's such a massive platform. And I think for that person, that guy, I would try to look at partnering with some type of foundation that is ground zero, where you can literally see this at ground zero and its effects. And out of that can be studies for the effects for this in particular. And in a small capacity, proving that out at scale, once that gets any type of traction, scaling would be easy, because the concept alone, just as it hits my brain or anybody else's brain, is like, oh wow,
it's easily
friends with
understandable.
Autism. It makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah,
like,
that's why I instantly to the crowd. I mean, this guy,
absolutely.
We're waiting for him to figure out his legal rights to come here, but we're trying to help him with that, and hopefully we get past that quick. And but he's got a great shot,
absolutely,
at the World Championship, which you're going to be a judge at.
Yep, I'm looking forward to hearing it.
No favoritism, though.
Yeah, no.
There's going to be 5 other good ones there, including a Canadian champion that's really amazing.
Okay.
And 4 U.S. champion finalists. So,
exciting.
On that note, do you have any questions about being a CodeLaunch judge for the first time?
No, just a statement, like, to be in the room with people who code, who speak that language, who know that language, and create products and services that serve people in a way that, like, I can't even fathom. Like, I'm looking forward to it, because, I, like, on the software side of what we have, like our app and everything, like, I play a little role in that, but in sitting in there and looking at what's been done for me to just go on to the app and just hit active noise canceling on or off is crazy. Like, it's crazy cool to see, and then to see that makes my life and a lot of other people's life simple. I'm looking forward to just being able to, see what's created and then support in any way that I can.
Well, I want to let you know that all of the judges are traditionally invited to the finalist dinner the night before. So if you want to attend the finalist dinner the night before the World Championship on November 11th, somewhere near Gilley's, downtown Dallas, we will have the people who've come into town for the World Championship, the 6 finalists, including our guy from Mexico, our gal from Canada, and the others, and the 2 other judges, which is Raheel Malik, who is Dallas-Fort Worth based.
Right.
He's a former host.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
He's in the CodeLaunch Hall of Fame.
Nice.
So he started his agency. I asked him to try out becoming a host, and when he did it, he did it. He became the host, and he like kind of just winged it, But I explained how it worked. This is what I need you to do. I'll do everything backstage. I'll have everybody ready when you call them out, and we'll go through rehearsal. And we did all that, and he really enjoyed it. And then when he did, he realized, I need to be one of these founders.
Right.
I've had this dream of cutting the cord and doing this myself. So he just did.
Right.
And then he went on tour with us the next 5 years. And he did 15 events in 3 countries and about 9 cities. And everywhere he went, he networked with people, and he made connections, and he found clients that needed business, and he found people he could super connect.
Right.
And he built a business out of it. And so he kind of grew out of having the time for a full-time CodeLaunch tour.
Right.
And so now he's in the CodeLaunch Hall of Fame. Raheel Malik, First Gen Agency, and he'll be a judge too.
Nice.
So yeah, we would love to have you at the finalist dinner that night, and then that's a good chance to, connect with him and Esther Cho from California, who's another judge, and then the 6 finalists, just to get a kind of a early connection. Some of these people are maybe awesome people that you want to know for something that you're doing in the future, or just people you want to keep an eye on. Who knows what they're going to do someday. There's so many awesome people in the CodeLaunch community. It's really uplifting. It's one of the best things about it for me is that I just get to go to communities and cities, and I meet all new people that care about entrepreneurism. Yeah. And that are, uplifters and super uplifters. Right. Like we try to be. And it's really meaningful. So I hope that you'll enjoy that and you'll join us that night, as well as obviously on stage the next day. So you know what? Let's give you a hat. Yeah. Would you like a black one or a white one?
Yeah, definitely a black one, man.
All right, it's yours, brother.
Let's go.
Flat bill, perfect for golf sunglasses, or if you want to, you keep it that way.
I'll get mine.
And where can I get some LIVV swag? You know what I'm saying?
I got
you got a swag store yet?
We don't have. I have a little LIVV swag at the office. I can get you teed up.
Okay, that'll work. Tee for the gym.
Yeah.
It'll look good with my headphones.
One of our hats, a little golf hat.
Cool.
And we got a couple hoodies.
Hey, let me show these off real quick. So what I was talking about, the magnets?
Oh, yeah.
Boom.
Clean.
That's all you got to do now. You just change them out. Boom.
Simple.
New, ready to go.
Yep.
That is a massive undertaking with the other headphones, which we know you've heard of.
Yep.
So, man, I just want to say thanks for coming on here. Is there anything else you want to, maybe one last lesson you can offer our community of founders? A lesson that you've learned in your last 10, 12 years as being an entrepreneur? And
honestly, really it's I guess, market fit is important. Like knowing that you have a good idea or a good, service or whatever that you're trying to offer is important. But as an entrepreneur, ultimately it's stay focused and keep going, because things don't always go like you plan. Like the old saying goes, we make plans and God laughs, and it happens. And so I think being an entrepreneur is a faith journey. You're believing in something that you're not seeing. And so in that space is like, just, keep going, keep trusting, and don't forget to put, and even that's difficult, finding really good people to put around you to go through that journey with you, because obviously some people get burned. And I'm just like, you think about entrepreneurship is really scary at the end of the day.
It is.
Because you really have no idea. You're not in control of everything at all. And so in that space, it's like, I'm just going to trust and take the next step. Preparation is key as well, but ultimately trusting and just keep going, keep grinding, keep learning, and don't stop. If you really have that conviction for what it is that you're doing, keep moving.
Thank you. It is a faith journey. It's faith in yourself, and a little bit of fearlessness.
Got to be,
because you are going to put your name on something that may or may not work.
That's right.
And it's hard to sometimes for our founders to push the button, go, and go loud.
Just go. Mm-hmm.
And it's one of the things that we do in our competitions is make our founders get out there and get loud and proud with their brand and what they're doing, because we want to see if they are willing to do that. Mm-hmm. And if they're at the point of maturity where they're willing to take the risk.
Right.
And it's an important thing to have, and some of them aren't, and it's okay. We just try to explain why we believe in it and hope that they'll reach that plateau, next time they come back through CodeLaunch. So a lot of our founders come through second and third time. In fact, our winner in Mexico was his second time.
Mm. Oh, nice.
He came through last year and he made the semifinals, but he didn't make the stage.
Okay.
And then we got all of our applications and I recognized it right away. I was like, I remember that guy. It's the autism best guy.
Oh, nice.
And so it was my second time through with him, and he'd made some progress and he'd kind of take some steps and crossing more T's and dotting more I's, and he was ready.
Yeah.
So I'll say thanks a lot for that advice to our founders, and thanks for coming on our podcast today, Mark.
Certainly, man. Appreciate you having me, Jay. This has been great.
Thanks to my CodeLaunch team, CC, Ashlyn, and Eve, and everyone at Improving, who make everything at CodeLaunch possible, and our special guest, one of my all-time favorite football heroes, and soon-to-be CodeLaunch World Championship judge, Mark Clayton. If you enjoyed the content of this podcast episode, please subscribe, give us a good review, and wherever you listen or watch. The founders hit our website, CodeLaunch.com, to find out when our next competition or event is, and follow us for updates on our social media. And remember, CodeLaunch community, keep your feet on the ground, but keep reaching for the startups.